everyone, and welcome back. For today's project, I'll be using the new Cat Scrappiness Stitched Scalloped Rectangle Dies, along with a stamp set from Technique Tuesday called Sassy Fashion, and I'll just be using a couple of the dresses along with a sentiment from the set. I'm starting off with a white note card and a piece of pattern paper from Echo Park's Fashionista, and I chose this particular paper because it has kind of the black and white crossed lines, and it kind of reminded me of sort of sewing or something like that. So I'm just putting that on the front of the note card, and I have a piece of lavender colored felt, and I'm taking one of the larger scalloped dies, and I'm just going to cut off a little bit of the felt so I can run it through my die cut machine. And it cuts really nicely as long as you use for the felt, it cuts really nicely as long as you use one of these metal shims. And I just put that underneath the little plastic plates in my Sizzix, and it really helps get a nice cut when you want to cut something a little bit different like felt. And now I'm adding some score tape to the back of the felt, and this will really make sure that the felt sticks well to the front of the card. So I'm just going to put a layer of felt right on the front there. I'll set that aside, and then I'm going to cut one of the smaller scalloped rectangles onto a piece of just plain white cardstock, and this is where I'll be doing my stamping. So I'm using my tonic stamp platform, and I'm just going to arrange the dresses and the sentiment onto the little panel. And I'm going to use this vinyl grid sheet that I believe I've shown in previous videos. This is just very helpful in kind of getting everything lined up on the stamp platform to make sure I get everything stamped straight. So I'll just remove that. And then I'm going to use some Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'll be doing some Copic coloring. And I think I'm just going to stamp it a couple of times to make sure I get a good imprint. And this is going to be a really simple card. I really just wanted to kind of highlight the scalloped frames and just make it a nice clean, I guess you would call it clean and layered card because it does have a few layers on it, but I just wanted to keep it really simple. So I'm using a few Copic markers along with Spectrum Noir clear sparkle pen, and that I'll add at the end, and I'll show you how I do that. So I'm just coloring the dress pink. And I sometimes have a hard time with pink dresses. I'm never sure how much pink to put in or if I should put something else along with it because the dress doesn't have that bow with it. But I end up just adding a lighter pink to the bow, and I like the way that that looks. And then I'm going to add the sparkle pen over the top, and this just gives a nice, just a clear plain shimmer. And the spectrums give a lot of shimmer as opposed to the Wink of Stella. If you want a really subtle shimmer, you could use a Wink of Stella pen, but I like a lot of shimmer, so I use the Spectrum Noirs. So the other dress I'm coloring minty green, which I love, and then I'm just going to add a little highlight to the side, and then a little bit of add a little bit of light gray to the belt. It has the little diamond in the middle, so I'll be doing that when I finish the dress. And again, the sparkle pen over the whole top of it. And I love the way that shimmers like that. It's so pretty. So now I'm ready to add this panel to the top of my felt panel, and I'll be using some foam tape for this. And then I'll just place that right over the center there. And this card is finished. Nice, clean, simple. Really highlights those adorable little scallops. These are my favorite scallops. The real tiny ones. I think they're so cute and you can do a lot with them. I'll have products linked over at the Cat Scrappiness blog, and thanks so much for joining me.